So I actually woke up and opened up Twitter, or X as they call it now, and I do recommend you to never do that and never become like me. And I stumbled upon a hot take on the situation about Heavenly Delusion. Tengoku Daimakyo, if I'm not wrong in pronouncing the Japanese and Nihongo. I am not very familiarized, like I can't really speak Japanese because I never studied that academically, but yeah. I stumbled upon the information we had that it was Heavenly Delusion Blu-ray box sold in the first week 645 copies, and of course I did imagine that some very peculiar analysis is going to appear, and well, I wasn't disappointed, or actually I was disappointed. Here's the thing, Chibi Reviews, pretty well-known anime tuber, made a video titled "I haven't seen a massive failure this bad for an anime in a long time," and oh boy, I do have a lot of things to talk about. If you want to check out the video, do check it out, but okay, look, there are many things that are said in the video that I just can't really understand the logic behind them, and if by some reason or some off chance you are watching, Jacob, I think it was your name, man, just I would recommend you to gather your thoughts before making a video. I do understand it's probably you just woke up, made a video and went ahead, but I even realized some of your previous analysis and data and takes are a bit too wrong on stuff, and we're going to talk about that. So while talking about the situation, you do say that the streaming is important. You do recognize that, but then say that Heavenly Delusion fucked up, and that's pretty confusing to me because hey, look, even as you said that yourself, when the video goes forward, first you have Blu-ray sales are not that much, and that's bad, and I'm gonna get into that now too, a little bit after this point. And then you move around, and at the end of the video you're like, yeah, streaming services are pretty important now. Look, many people don't watch the full video. Many people just read the titles you have put and just get the conclusion that you have. You see that in the comments too. But let's talk about what happened here too. So you say that, hey, Heavenly Delusion has had a massive failure. This is what your title is implying. And you compared Heavenly Delusion, the sales, to other works too, such as Bocchi the Rock, Roka no Yusha, that appeared in 2015, and as you pointed out yourself, streaming wasn't a big thing back then. And here's the thing now, you also go into Chainsaw Man territory. I'm gonna do that. That's pretty important to me, and I'm gonna talk about that later on. So you do recognize that streaming services are important, and then suddenly you decide to base your whole argument and your title and thumbnail at the very beginning, at the least in your argument in the video, on the case that hey, this has been a massive failure when it hasn't. Look, Blu-ray sales and DVD sales are not that important anymore, and we all know that. Chainsaw Man, and we do not have the exact figures for Chainsaw Man either, you pointed that out too, kudos to you. Chainsaw Man, that many people tend to call it a big flop and a massive failure, was a financial success. Of course, because of the streaming services, and even Blu-ray sales, the devices that do read the Blu-rays, you have to use them for the Blu-ray players, they are not selling as much as before in Japan, and that's been the trend for the last 6 or 7 years. I'm gonna put the data on the screen for you. So guys, look, Blu-ray sales. For example, I do like Attack on Titan, but I'm not gonna buy the Blu-ray because I don't have any use for the Blu-ray. I would prefer to buy the merchandise. And if I was to buy the Blu-ray for Attack on Titan, let's say, it would have to have, let's say, a bonus tracks or some songs in it, and that's the issue with Bocchi. Bocchi the Rock had part of the songs in there, and that was the main incentive of many people buying that. You can't just ignore something like that and go ahead and say, hey, Bocchi the Cock, amazing anime, everyone loved that. Many people don't like it too. Like the comparisons I have seen with many popular anime, they are just like some bunch of elitists getting crazy over something that many people are starting to forget already. But just hold on to that. I'm gonna talk about that later on. Don't get triggered. If you want to see something about actually watch an anime that tackles social anxiety, do watch NHK Nyokoso. Welcome to NHK. This is the whole situation with Bocchi. Bocchi, good anime, entertaining anime, but it doesn't portray anxiety in the least. That's just a comical way of showing anxiety, and that's pretty bad. You shouldn't get used to that. That's just pretty bad. But let's just leave it aside. It's a cute girls do cute things, and if you do like the musical side of it, K-On! Watch K-On! Much better than Bocchi the Cock. But anyway, just don't hate on me for that on this video. I'm gonna give you plenty of opportunity to do that later on in another video on Bocchi the Cock. And here's the thing. You claim that Blu-ray sales are important, then say that hey, streaming is important, and you go on to compare it to a series that you yourself recognize that it appeared many years ago, 2015, when actually streaming services weren't that big, Japan and everywhere. They were just getting traction, and now they are like dominating everything. And then suddenly, this is the funniest part. You do all of that, and your title is saying something else. You are clickbaiting, and at the same time, you do include some misinformation and debunk yourself in the video. And the people watching the video, or at least reading the title and thumbnail, would be, yeah, they would decide that you have decided that Tengoku Daimakyo is a disaster, is a massive failure. And I do remind you that the series can be critically acclaimed and can be a seller, or both, or none of them. We have seen how much care went into Heavenly Delusion, and it's obvious from watching the episodes, and even in episode 8 and 9, like, it was like a fucking masterpiece. But my point is that it's not the same as being a massive failure. Financially, it could be the case, but me or you or anyone else, we have no idea about that, because Blu-ray sales don't mean shit. If we go by the sales figures that they showed us for Chainsaw Man, that they could be not accurate, and the same can happen with Heavenly Delusion. I do understand that it's not the same hype and level of hype and shit. Like, Chainsaw Man was dominating in Spotify and other places too. Like, people were interested in it, and I'm gonna get into Chainsaw Man now too. So that's not a good measure. That's not a good scale for measuring the success of a piece of anime. And if you go by the same logic, Chainsaw Man is a complete disaster, and they shouldn't be making the next season. And let's get into Chainsaw Man now, because that was pretty jarring to me to see that argument, and I did talk about that in my Farsi channel. I'm gonna have to remake that in English too, because it does seem like it's a necessary thing in the community to know that I talk about that. Okay, look, here's the thing. Chainsaw Man isn't hated in Japan. That's a pretty bad take, and that's a pretty. I am pretty surprised that you are following along with that take. And hey, let's talk about who actually made the petition. Some random person made a petition, and hey, let's talk about the petition thingy, because all of it is based on the petition to remake Chainsaw Man. Some person in Japan made a petition. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people signed that petition. Bro, you have almost 500k subs. You know full well that you can get more people to actually sign a petition that those people did with Chainsaw Man. Hell, even I can do that. I can do that over at my Farsi channel. I have, like, all in all, I have like 50k, 100k. I can do that myself too. Just make a petition, say, hey, remake, what was it? What would you love to not see remake? Butchi the Cock, because it was a fucking disaster. We can do that. You can do that. We can go ahead and ask, or even if it's only Japan petition thingy that needs the social ID or anything, we could even find the people to do that. It's not that hard, and I'm getting tired of people basing every single argument about Chainsaw Man on that fucking petition that it means nothing. And the news websites that we have in the anime community, they all base it in the same way on that same petition, so there is nothing else about that. And when the CEO of MAPPA is saying that, hey, this was a financial success, so of course that people didn't hate that. I'm getting tired of seeing the same dumb argument, to be honest. It's just bad, and it's a baseless argument. If it was even more people signing the damn thing, I would be less triggered than I am right now. I just watched your video. And I'm making this video. I mean, bro, no, stop it. I haven't seen your other videos about the Chainsaw people in Japan hating on Chainsaw Man, but hell, I'm gonna watch them later on. Right? If we have a commentary, I'm gonna comment about that too. But the situation we have in the anime community is that there isn't much fact-checking, or let's say there are a handful of news websites that just... It was the same situation with Chainsaw Man, the parody we had, that it sold more Blu-rays, and that was pretty stupid too. All in all, just... I don't know what to say, it's just... my take on your take, and I would say I haven't seen a worse take for an anime in a long time. I'm gonna use that as my thumbnail and title. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm not hating on you. I'm not hating on Chibi reviews. I don't think the dude would actually get to watch the video. But anyway, the point was to talk about the Chainsaw Man situation and think about Heavenly Delusion and Blu-ray sales. I might have to do a full video on Blu-ray sales. It's not about hating on the dude. It's about hating on how he presented the content and the whole Chainsaw Man situation. It's getting tiresome, to be honest. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.